Hold on a minute, where shall I go? There. This video wasn't funny because I didn't listen to Gedbeurs while making it. Right, so it's time for a pretty depressing video if you're a nerd like me. Because today I'm going to be talking about how the UK has no airtime. I know it's really sad. Hopefully my mic sounds okay, I've just got a new one, and the quality's really good, but there's quite a lot of beeping noise in the background, so you probably heard it at the start, but once I put music on it, it sounds alright, so yeah. Overall it should be better though. So you might say, oh, well, look at all these other countries with airtime focused rides, they've got loads of roller coasters. Well, yeah, but according to RCDB at least, the UK has the 5th highest number of roller coasters in the world, behind Japan, Germany, the US and China. So we should really be doing better. Now, obviously, this is sad for us. If you're an enthusiast, there isn't one airtime focused ride in the country. It means you just gotta go a long way to get that. I mean, it is kind of sad that out of all of the ones, there's not even one that's airtime focused. It's not like there's a lot of them that don't have that much airtime. It's like there's literally no airtime focused ride in the country, and you might make some arguments saying the Megaphobia is an airtime focused. Focused? What does that mean? You might make the argument saying Megaphobia is an airtime focused ride. That's not true. I've measured it myself using the Ride Forces app, and it only has 4 seconds of airtime. So, you can shut up, mate. So, if you want to go along, if you want to think about how little we have as well, I don't want to make you sad, but this is the topic of the video. Take a park like Alton Towers, you can pretty easily count all the airtime moments. Oblivion's Drop, 2 on the Smiler, none on Nemesis, none on Galactica, 2 or 3 on Rita, and I mean 13's got lots of airtime hills, but they don't have many airtime, and then there's a few of the hills on Wickerman give airtime, or most of them do, but that depends on how fast it's running, and that's not an airtime focused ride. It's more focused on good pacing and the feeling of speed like other GCIs. Obviously, it's not non-existent. We don't have a lot, but it is there. I mean, look at the example there are moments of airtime at Alton Towers, but there's just not many for how big it is, considering it gets like around 2.5 million visitors a year, sometimes more, sometimes less. That's like a lot of some of the biggest Six Flags parks get in America, and they have lots of airtime focused rides. I mean, they pretty much all have RMCs. The UK is not going to get an RMC just because that would be too good to be true. Having seen that we don't have much airtime, it has got better recently, and by recently I mean the last year we got major coasters. 2018, Wickerman and Icon both have quite a lot of airtime. Obviously, Wickerman has quite a lot, and Icon has the most in the UK. How do I know that? Again, because I've measured it. It seems to get around 10 or 11 seconds of airtime, which, thinking about it, is quite a lot, actually. That's quite a bit. I mean, it's definitely not airtime focused. If you look at the layout, it's mostly good just because it's really varied and it does everything good. And because it does everything good overall, it's great, but Icon does actually have quite a lot. Now, why should you listen to me talk about Icon's airtime? Because I'm literally doing a full-on school project on it that takes a whole year. And look up my spreadsheet, mate. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Listen to me. I know what I'm on about. At least I should do. So yeah, I know a lot about Icon's airtime. What else can I tell you about it? As well as having the most airtime out of any coaster in the country, it has the strongest. If you sit on the back row and it's running kind of fast, you'll hit about minus 1.3 G, which is some quite strong ejector, but compared to like RMCs and other stuff, yeah, they're stronger. They might get up to minus 1.7, 1.8 for the strongest RMCs. And how do I know that Icon's is the strongest? Because the other ones that might be the strongest are the moments on the Gerstlauers, like Speed at Oakwood, the Smiler, and Saw the Ride. People say the Smiler's airtime's really strong. It's not that strong. I've measured it before. It comes at about minus 1.0 G. So does Speed No Limits. Saw the Ride, I'm not sure about that one because I haven't measured it, but I'm pretty sure it's very similar to very similar to those other two Cursalars. And although that's very strong, got OTSRs over the shoulder restraints, so you don't really feel it that much. There's some of the stronger moments, but let's be positive. What other rides have quite a bit? I've mentioned Megaphobia, I've mentioned Wickman. Grand National actually has quite a lot. But it's kind of that airtime that you get on a lot of wooden coasters, which is where it really depends where you're sitting. Whether you get it or not depends a lot on where you sit and how fast it's running, because the hills are designed to be like 0G, so it doesn't always quite work. But Grand National actually has quite a lot. Speaking about rides you didn't think had that much, the big one, that wasn't even funny. That was not funny. Actually, though, what has quite a lot? The Ultimate. But it's quite spread out because it's a very long ride. But there are a few hills on that actually give some really good airtime. And the thing is, if you know what you're doing, those restraints can give you a ridiculous amount of room, which leads to some pretty insane airtime. So, like, yeah, the Ultimate's airtime is underrated. You might look at the description on the website where it says it's a journey filled with turns and speed and airtime, and you might think, what, the Ultimate doesn't have airtime? Yes, it does. It has quite a lot. If you disagree, 1v1 me on Fortnite, and if you lose, then you should be embarrassed, mate.
4-player stream sniper.
I need to stop beeping. Stop beeping. Why is it beeping? Stop beeping! How have I managed to... Okay, this always happens. I always have lots more... I always have lots more things I want to say, but for some reason it ends up taking a lot longer than I think, then I don't get to talk about as much as I want to, because I find when I make longer videos, no one really sticks around, and that's fair enough, because me, myself, when I go back and look at some of the ones that are like 12 minutes plus, they just go on a long time, so I'll try to condense what I want to say more. Rita. Yes, it does have a fair amount of fairly strong airtime, which is about minus 0.8 G. And, well, there's a lot of people these days saying that Rita isn't that good. And why? And you might say, well, why is it not that good if it has quite a lot of strong airtime? I cannot speak. Why is it not good if it has quite a lot of strong airtime? Or strongish airtime? Well, that's because the restraints are terrible and you don't feel it at all. So yeah, slap T-bars on it and that airtime would be brilliant. You know me, you know what I'm like with my T-bars, you know. So yeah, I think that's gonna bring it to a close. Actually, no, you know what? What other rides have a decent amount of airtime in the UK that you don't really think of? Revolution. There you go, I knew it. That ride, if you sit in the front or the back, it hits like minus 1.2 Gs, which is pretty strong, and the way it goes down, it feels really unnatural, and it just gets strong out of nowhere. And it's weird because it's ejected, but it gives you that weird stomachy feeling that Floater does, and the restraints are pretty loose. Revolution, beast ride, good airtime, love it. Right, anything else? I don't think, if there's anything I've missed out, put it in the comments. That's just my opinion. So yeah, there is some good airtime in the UK, but there's no airtime focus coasters. Coaster. I think that's all I've got to say. Bit of advice for you. Watch my videos. I need to quit. Bye.